I chose to read The Humanity Project, written by Jean Thompson, and write a review on it because my current mentor teacher highly recommended it to me. She was certain that reading this novel would greatly impact me, especially as a future teacher. She claimed that the novel would open my mind to issues in society that I will certainly be involved with as a teacher. The novel compels you to think in a different light about people, hardships, humankind, and how individuals can help others heal as well as better themselves. Thompson attracts a wide audience, an audience who is eager to find themselves within the novel. As a future teacher, I felt personally connected to the novel because it touches on the various societal issues that occur in school districts, whether it be with students or with parents, that I will need to endure. Thompson's novel, however, is relatable to most because humanness is a part of everyone. The way a person perceives and embraces it is the intriguing part. Thompson composes a story around an adolescent girl's tragic experience and shows how it relates to humanity through the use of many characters. From the beginning, readers get a brief introduction of the characters that Thompson uses to create her story. The story is set in the wealthy area of Mill Valley, California. Readers learn about the struggles of a single, unemployed father who consistently uses poor judgment and is barely making ends meet. His son Connor takes on the role of an adult. He encourages his father to find work and reminds him that drugs do not solve problems. Meanwhile, Thompson introduces Linnea, a teenage girl who lives with her mother, brother, stepfather, and hated stepsister. Linnea is considered a good kid until a school tragedy causes her life to fall apart. Linnea is then sent to live with her estranged father, who has not fully established his own life yet. Though different from each other, hardship seems to arise for all the characters. Thompson connects each hardship to the idea of humanity and illustrates how each character learns to take action in improving themselves as people and society as a whole. Thompson provides separate stories of each character and intertwines them, relating them all in some discrete fashion, though I felt it to be a bit too predictable. Because of Linnea's disturbing behavior, she has been sent to live in Mill Valley with her father, Art. She reacts rather submissively once she arrives. The audience is then introduced to Art's neighbor, Christy, a rundown nurse who takes care of Mrs. Foster. Mrs. Foster is a widow whose husband recently passed away. She and her husband did not get along well. Since his passing, Mrs. Foster has come up with a mission called the Humanity Project, which she intends to expand. She persuades Christy to help her establish it. Going back to Connor and his story, his father Sean makes seriously poor choices that leave him crippled. He is out of a job and makes no effort to support himself, his son, or their severely ill dog. The family has no money, forcing Connor to steal and manipulate the wealthy people of Mill Valley. He asks the wealthy people to give him chores to complete in exchange for some extra money. Connor happens to stumble upon Mrs. Foster's home, and she agrees to give him daily chores in return for compensation. Meanwhile, Linnea and Connor meet, just as friends, though the audience gets the hint that it may be something more. Connor's father then disappears with the dog, and Linnea's father becomes too preoccupied with a new girlfriend. The plot twists Thompson uses are truly both entertaining and suspenseful. Each story leaves the reader anxious to find out more about the characters and how they will relate to one another. As the story unfolds, the audience also learns more about the Humanity Project that Mrs. Foster is determined to promote. The Humanity Project is a foundation that pays people to be good, though the definition of good is never specified. Because Mrs. Foster wants to put her money towards something charitable now that her husband has passed, she feels that investing in a project to help others who make an effort to improve themselves is the best method. The message, investing in our better selves, a gathering and an inquiry exploring the relationship between economics and personal virtue, is used when Mrs. Foster advertises for the organization. After learning about the Humanity Project, Thompson gradually reveals how the characters connect to one another and how they simultaneously attempt to better themselves and find peace with humanity. Though Thompson's enthusiasm and energy are noticeably present in her remarkable novel, some connections may be too easily strung together that could have added more intensity to the story. The ending especially is a bit of a disappointment because the resolution is not one of tremendous occurrences. It is rather one of gradually smoothing out the rough patches. However, the Humanity Project is very much admirable, and I would recommend it to anyone. The novel provides a wide range of onlooks, which allows the reader to take from it what they will. It is not a complex story that leaves the reader confused, but rather a story that gives the opportunity to think about oneself, the surrounding society, and how both could be improved.